Hi, Cindy here. I wanted to hop on live and support you guys. I mean, there is so much happening right now. The news is changing constantly, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and sometimes the energy is intense, right? And this is what I believe. I believe that life gets to be lived. I believe in not living in fear and learning ways to really take good care of yourself. Like, if it would help you guys for me to put on some meditation, some really good self-care stuff for you, I will do it, because my goal is to support you in bringing in the love of your life or enhancing your relationships. And right now this can be a time of both, like testing relationships and dating. Most people think it's come to a standstill, but it hasn't, and here's why. This is actually the best time, and I'm going to speak into this and breathe air into this because I know it. I know that it works. So virtual dating is trending, and so I'm going to give you guys some steps on how to set yourself up for success in virtual dating. So it's not super different from going from online to offline. However, there's a couple key things that I would love for you guys to do so that you can have success. And understand that the number one thing to really know is that polarity gets to exist between two people in order to have a lasting relationship. So polarity is what I call tension. I talk about tension a lot, as well as and polarity comes from the infatuation stage. Why am I talking about this? Because virtually connecting can create a lot of that. And I'm going to give you some really good examples. So, first off, when it comes to creating connections, I recommend reaching out to men that you might find interesting. And you guys, online dating profiles are skyrocketing. There are so many more members than from this time last week to this week. It's crazy. More and more people are staying home. People are quarantined, right? So the time is now, because many people that have thought about getting on dating platforms and have talked themselves out of it, or for whatever reason they put it on the back burner. Like, maybe you've put dating on the back burner from time to time. Well, newsflash, life is slowed down. There's not as much to do. So get online, start connecting with people. And when you do, have short conversations and then transition that into a FaceTime or video chat. So if you don't have FaceTime, you can get on Facebook and do a video chat. You can do that through Skype. I mean, you can, if you have a Zoom account, you can get a free Zoom account and you can jump on Zoom. There are so many resources to create a connection. Now, here's what I'm going to recommend to you. Your first FaceTime with an individual, I recommend keeping it a little bit shorter. So it's almost, it's like a prelude to getting deeper, right? So I recommend keeping that FaceTime 30 to 45 minutes, an hour tops. And you want to be the one to go first. And I recommend this to my clients all the time when they're dating in person. Here's why. It creates polarity. And men, the way their brain is built, when a woman leaves before they're ready for her to, they're like, hey, wait, Um, and you guys might be, what might be coming up for you right now is like, well, I don't have much to do, so what am I going to say? Bye. I gotta go back to my Netflix and chill. Well, maybe you do have things to do. You have some self-care to do. Maybe you're doing a virtual yoga class, or you're connecting, virtually with friends. There are things to do, and you have a life too. It might be a virtual life, but you do. And so you want to do that, and you also want to let them know, gosh, if you enjoyed the connection, definitely let them know, hey, I really had a great time. I mean, I might even say yes if you ask me to do this again. And make it fun, you guys. If you're, grab your favorite tea or coffee or drink of choice. If you drink a glass of wine, great, do that. And create connection. So here's the thing. And then let him lead. Let him be the one to say, hey, let's do this again. Great. When things start to lift, maybe you can meet in the park or something. So why do I love this? It actually slows down the physical interaction between two people, and you get a true connection. Do I like this person? Do they seem to share values of mine? Why do I like them? Ask yourself these questions. What makes me attracted to them? And so, and you can create a deep, deep connection virtually. I've seen it so many times, unfortunately, with women getting involved with scammers. I've seen men do it too. So someone that doesn't really exist, and then they end up asking for money, and I've seen it. I've seen people get taken advantage of. But we're not really speaking into that piece, because most people are savvy to online scammers by now. But my point is you wouldn't believe how many people I talk to that do develop virtual relationships and don't end up meeting. And they're in love with this person, and this is what you want to look out for. I wish I had a big red sign that said, danger, danger. This is what you want to look out for, guys. Getting into too deep of a connection, like feelings of love, which can be natural during a time like this, or any time, quite frankly. Somebody can write really beautifully and speak to you in a way that you haven't felt seen before. These are things you want to be mindful of. You want to know, is this person ready, willing, available, and capable to love? Well, if they're meeting you for FaceTime meetings, chances are they're interested and want to meet you in person. If somebody is avoiding a FaceTime meeting or even a phone conversation, that tells you they're not ready, willing, or capable for whatever reason, and it has nothing to do with you. So this is what I want you to avoid during this time. Getting too deeply attached to someone that you haven't met in person yet. You guys hear me out on this? Don't get too deeply attached, and can continue to connect with multiple people. You might meet one person, you're like, wow, he seems really great. But continue to get to know him and continue to get to know others and have some fun connecting, because the more abundant you are around your connections, the more irresistible you become to men. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. Like, let me give you a quick example. Because, so I know this woman who happens to be a client of mine. She's amazing. super successful. She's driven. She's like most of the women I work with. You know, she knows who she is, and she's in her masculine a lot. She gets things done, right? Which a lot of us women are. I I had a almost breakdown in my kitchen earlier because there's a lot going on. Like my son's home from school, my partner's trying to, you know, support and do things, but at the same time, it's like these stories you can create, like everything gets pushed in, right? And we're all under one roof for a lot longer of a time together. So it's all good. It's getting those bearings together. Now, I digress, but I even see it myself and me just going straight into my masculine, especially when I'm in work mode. I walk faster with purpose, my head down. I'm not, when I'm in my feminine, I'm like, oh yes, joy. But it's different. So I could do a live for you guys on how to adjust from your masculine to your feminine, but here's the deal. Here's the most important deal. So this client of mine, she is scheduled and she tends to do really well getting dates, and she follows my coaching on how to transition them from online to offline. And she happens to work in a field that is extremely overwhelmingly busy right now. So you can imagine what field she might work in. So, and she has some other things too that cause it's just a little bit of extra pressure, right? A little bit of extra pressure right now. And so she's been connecting with people, and we were on a call, and I said, oh, what happened to that one person you were supposed to meet? And she's like, oh, I didn't even think to call him back, or even to message him back. I've been so swamped with everything. And she goes, and he reached out to me again. That normally doesn't happen when I don't respond or something like that. Here's the key. Two things going on. She actually created Polarity and she didn't even know it before they met, because here's a couple things that create Polarity. You're interested, yet you're not trying to make it happen. You're not forcing it, right? And sometimes we can get so into our schedules and into our masculine that we're forcing it. And so there was that piece, and I believe there's an aspect of him that's ready, willing, and capable. So it's a timing thing, right? He's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Wanted to connect. And then, now they're going to do a virtual date. So, I believe your love story can literally be created during this time, and you can do your inner personal development work because there's some space to do that. And there's some space to breathe and trust and take your time with connecting with people. I'm going to share this really quick before I jump off. I've heard so many stories of people reconnecting through Facebook, like an old flame or a high school crush or something like that, and they develop a connection, a relationship, and they may meet, they may not meet. But here's the thing, it's based on what I call a fantasy bond. So the danger of virtual dating is a fantasy bond, meaning you have an ideal of what it could be like, but yet it's not reality, because one, you're not with them, and two, you have an ideal of what you want. And then that dives into other things, because sometimes when we're dating and relating, we have this idea of whom somebody is in front of us and who we want them to be. And then we don't necessarily listen or dismiss the things that they say. Because as women, oh, there's so much I can talk to you guys about this, but as women, especially when we're first dating, we're taught to withhold. We're taught to put on our Spanx, look really great. But the thing is that goes true for everything. It goes true for our emotions and men too. So here's what I would love to hear from you guys. Would you be up for a challenge of doing a virtual date this weekend? A virtual FaceTime date. Who's up for that challenge? Just put, yes, I'm up for the challenge. And then I want to hear from you. I want to hear how it's going. And, I'm here to support you guys and opening your hearts to really receive the love and partnership that you deeply desire. And I've got a lot of great things in store for you guys in the upcoming days to support you within that realm. So put yes if you're up for the challenge, and I'm going to find you and see how it goes. And please let me know, write a comment, question. What is it? What's the number one thing I can provide you with right now during this time? How can I support you? And, helping you to elevate yourself in your love life. I'm here for you. And if you know anyone that needs to hear this message, please, please, please share the love. And if you're on YouTube, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like my hat, if you like anything, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You guys, subscribe to my channel. I have so many videos that come on there that I know are super beneficial and can help you navigate this. All right, so I'm here for you, sending you lots of love, and have a lovely night. Bye-bye.